think
Macroeconomic time, huh?
And again, it's not timely for us to be thinking about raising interest rates right now. What we're doing is we're looking at our asset purchases
Usually
and
how it
judging
goes,
what's
Sharps.
right for the economy. Good afternoon. At the Federal Reserve, we are strongly committed to achieving the monetary policy goals that Congress has given us: maximum employment and price stability.
X and Y.
Today,
That's
the
how you
Federal
do
Open
general
Market
relativity.
Committee kept interest rates
You limited
near zero
cyborg anyways.
and maintained our asset purchases.
It's
These measures,
definitely what
along
did.
with our strong guidance on
But you
interest
can do
rates
the
and
same
on our
thing by
balance sheet,
changing
will ensure
any one
that
of those
monetary
values
policy will
X to
continue
Y.
to
Well,
support
it's
the
the only two
economy
you do,
until
we
the
fire.
recovery is complete. Progress in vaccinations and unprecedented fiscal policy actions are also providing strong support to the recovery. Indicators of economic
time.
activity and employment have continued to strengthen, and real GDP
So,
this year appears to be
X
on
is
track
X
to
on
post
Y,
its fastest
no
rate
matter
of
what you
increase in
do,
decades.
and we are already
Much of this rapid growth reflects the continued bounce back in activity from depressed levels.
with nothing.
The sectors most adversely affected by the pandemic have shown improvement,
Wow,
but
I
have
need
not
numbers.
fully recovered.
I don't believe in any of it without the
Household
marshmallows
spending
on
is
vector
rising
positions
at an
that I could run
especially
the test
rapid
for
pace,
and do a,
boosted by the
hey kid,
ongoing
I need you to
reopening
do
of the
that Powell
economy
number
and
stuff.
ongoing policy
Like,
support.
I could give a shit about your
The housing
cabinet
sector
if
remains
you were the
very
speaker
strong,
that
and
had that
business
stuff
investment is
handy and
increasing
just
at a
needed to
solid pace.
organize that value by graphs
some
in which you
industries,
understand
near-term
by their
supply
blinkety
constraints are
positions.
restraining activity.
And why you said
These
yes, what
constraints are
marks yes out of
particularly
your
acute in
vector
the motor
positions
vehicle industry,
mathematically, because
where
then the
worldwide
answer
shortages
is
of
simple.
semiconductors have sharply curtailed production so far this year. As with overall economic
24-hour
activity,
hold on this
conditions in the
Valentine
labor
rabbit?
market have continued to improve.
What's up, Doc?
Demand for labor is very strong, and employment rose 850,000 in June, with the leisure and hospitality sector continuing to post notable gains.
That means every single one of them have a very specific
Nonetheless,
number of how
the
many
labor market
employees
has a
they
ways to
need,
go.
how many they gained from the
The
last set,
unemployment rate in
and everything
June,
like that. Here's that number:
in
www.getitdone.
June was 5.9%, and this figure understates the shortfall
Fed,
in employment,
regulation,
particularly as participation
masses
in the labor
people
market
out by
has
not wanting
moved
to
up
do
from
it.
the low rates that
Fundamental
have prevailed
missionary
for most of the past
position.
year.
No for thrills or fancy
Factors related
things
to
on
the
the
pandemic,
horses,
such
just
as
a horse.
caregiving needs, ongoing
You
fears
kick the
of the
king in the
virus,
head with that thing
and
for your
unemployment
horse
insurance
training
payments
program, and next
appear to
thing
be
you
weighing
know,
on
Xerxes
employment
is
growth.
handing you the war belt
These
through
factors should
Europa.
wane in coming months, leading to
That's
strong
how I stay the hell out of
gains
my
in
town.
employment.
You stay bringing a fucking whole damn
The
horde of
economic
Persian
downturn has
army
not
inside here,
fallen
and I'm gonna
equally
kick
on
your
all
dick in.
Americans, and those least able to shoulder the burden have
But
been hardest
doesn't
hit.
it, Drac?
In particular, despite progress, joblessness continues to fall disproportionately on lower wage workers in the service sector
Because you went
and on
fed.
African
You were like, I
Americans
was
and
anything
Hispanics.
less than the top of the universe.
Inflation has
because of
increased
that,
notably
no matter
and will
what you
likely
say,
remain
if it's the
elevated
right
in
answer,
coming
it's the
months
wrong
before
damn answer.
moderating. As the economy continues to reopen and spending rebounds,
Just
we
stand
are
right.
seeing
That's like
upward
power. They
pressure
gave
on
you a system, a
prices,
seat. Now that you're here, figure
particularly
out
because
math.
supply
Do math, take the
bottlenecks
lead.
in some
It's
sectors have
straightforward and
limited how
simple.
quickly
I
production can respond in the
wouldn't
near
say a
term.
damn word into the net
These bottleneck
forces
effects have
of
been
saying,
larger
look,
than
I've made a
anticipated.
choice, that's what that is.
But as
Paul,
these
that's what that is.
transitory supply
Say Biden,
effects
whoever else,
abate,
but I bet you
inflation is expected to drop back
all
toward our longer
kinds of
goal.
money if I could put it on
Very low
time.
readings from early in the pandemic,
Fed
as
chief
well as
here.
the pass-through of past increases
If
in
you
oil
squeak
prices to
one
consumer
goddamn
energy
time
prices
about one
also
person in that
contribute to
fucking
the
cabinet
increase.
about why you guys
Although
the team
these
can't
base
pull it
effects
together,
and
you
energy
should burn
effects
it
are
down.
receding.
It's literally against the fucking
The
law of
process
the
of
universe.
reopening the economy is
I mean, that
unprecedented.
doesn't mean it's anything
as was the
special, but why
shutdown
don't
at
you
the
guys
onset of
try
the
it a
pandemic.
triangulation at once
As the
about why
reopening
that doesn't make
continues,
fucking sense?
bottlenecks, hiring difficulties, and other constraints could continue to limit how quickly supply
You believe
can
it's a
adjust,
bottleneck, but they don't?
raising the possibility that inflation
The reality
could
of the
turn out to be
world is
higher
so
and more
different
persistent
out
than
there.
we expect. Our new framework for
Should I
monetary
keep
policy
going? Press
emphasizes
conference here? I
the
mean,
importance of having well-anchored inflation expectations,
we're wasting time and money
boostable
putting
to foster
marshmallows on
price
this.
stability and to enhance our
Look at my
ability to
treasure chest
promote our
drop.
broad-based and inclusive maximum employment goal. Indicators of long-term inflation expectations appear broadly consistent with our longer-run inflation goal of 2%. If we saw signs that the path
Want
of
to be
inflation
Buddha?
or
Fine.
longer-term
Jesus, the
inflation
devil? I don't
expectations
care.
were moving materially and persistently beyond levels consistent with our goal, we'd be prepared to adjust the stance of
You want
policy.
it to be Powell? Well, Powell may not like the
The
sugar
effects
go
of the
path I
pandemic on
take
the
his
economy
ass
have
on for
continued to
Brokeback
diminish,
Mountain.
but risks to the economic outlook remain. Progress on vaccinations has limited the
not
spread
gonna be
of
gentle either.
COVID-19. However, the pace of vaccinations
Remember
has
that one
slowed,
video where I was
and the
talking
Delta
to
strain of the
3B
virus
or
is
whoever it
spreading
was there?
quickly in
I'll
some
tattoo
areas.
it to your back, and I'm not going to be
Continued
gentle
progress
about it,
on
ripping it off,
vaccinations
saying
would
this is the
support a
flag
return to
today.
more normal
I got
economic
a
conditions.
magic marker, and I need a map.
The Fed's policy actions have been guided by our mandate to promote maximum employment and stable prices for the American people, along with our responsibilities to promote the stability of the financial system. As the committee reiterated in today's policy statement, with inflation having run persistently below 2%, we will aim to achieve inflation moderately above 2% for some
you
time,
know what
so that
2% means
inflation
to you,
averages
Paul.
2% over time.
2% is
and
the
longer-term
expectation of
inflation
people who have money on
expectations
any
remain
stock,
well
like
anchored at
Ford, like
2%.
even the low end of it.
We expect to
The
maintain
big
an
end of it
accommodative
winds
stance of
up being a
monetary policy
Nephilim
until these
conversation
employment and
on
inflation
teams and
outcomes are achieved.
GameStops of being numbers
With regard to
electromagnetisms
interest
coming
rates,
up
we continue
prime
to
of this
expect that
number
it will be
times this
appropriate to
number
maintain the
is an
current
abruptly
0
long
to
sequence
1/4%
of
target range for the federal funds rate
for
until labor
Vermont's
market
last
conditions
theorem
have
to
reached
Beal's conjecture
levels
saying that
consistent
it's
with the
you
committee's
and
assessment
you in
of maximum
superposition of the pie
employment.
charts
And inflation
being
has
the
risen to
devil, which is
2%
an
and
element,
is on
a
track to
packet,
moderately
macro,
exceed
micro. I
2%
am
for
a
some
particle
time.
as much as I am an
In
element.
addition, we are continuing to increase our
Zero.
holdings of Treasury securities by at least $80 billion per month,
So where's the squeak?
and of agency MBS by
Actually,
at
gets
least
after
$40
what your
billion
job really
per
is,
month,
if you can really
until
quantify it and doing
substantial
it right.
further progress has been made toward our maximum employment and price stability goals. Our asset
So I'm
purchases have
looking
been a
at,
critical tool.
Joe.
They helped preserve financial stability and market functioning early in the pandemic, and since then have helped foster accommodative financial conditions to support the economy.
I'd have to be at the door.
At our meeting that
They're never
concluded
going to tell me.
earlier
It's going to be the
today,
same
committee
bullshit as me
continued to
being
discuss
hard
the
on that
progress
fucking
made toward
newbie
our-
and
toward
Leonard
our
or Mike
goals
coming over
since
to
the
me.
committee
That's what
adopted
the
its
answer
asset
winds up
purchase
being when
guidance
it starts
last
coming
December.
here. I have to glass it
We also
on
reviewed some
recon, move in
considerations around
secondary
how our asset
protocol to get as
purchases might
much of
be
the
adjusted,
information as I can
including
to
their
sit in the
pace and
seats,
composition
paper traded
once
across the board to
economic
get in
conditions
there and then
warrant
watch
a
my new
change.
team because I sure as shit ain't got
Participants expect
365
that the
on them.
economy will continue
I mean,
to
that would be a
move toward
limited
our standard
program,
of substantial
considering we
further
do
progress.
have Fermilab as
In
as
coming
the,
meetings, the
the
committee
middle
will
ground
again assess
operator
the
for what that
economy's
is,
progress
feed and
toward our
CERN.
goals, and the timing of any change in the
Fusion.
pace of our asset purchases will depend on the incoming data. As we've said, we will provide
It's like,
advance notice
how is
before
any
making
country not on
changes
the
to our
nuclear accord
purchases.
is a cost that this guy
On a
didn't
final note,
factor
we
into the
announced the
wobbles of the
establishment
end
of two
product of
standing
general
repo
relativity.
facilities, a domestic one for primary dealers and additional banks,
Security
and
defense
another for
stock,
foreign
anything
and
like that?
international monetary authorities. These facilities will serve as backstops in money markets to support the effective implementation of monetary policy and smooth market functioning. To conclude, we understand that our actions affect communities, families, and businesses across the country. Everything we do is in service to our
I
public
wonder
mission.
why.
We at the Fed will do everything we can to support the economy for as long as it takes to complete the recovery.
The job in itself is real
Thank
easy.
you.
I mean, it
I
really
look
is.
forward to
It
your
just winds
questions.
up being real simple. Just do that. If you did that, and anything else would be a dead
Let's go
giveaway
to
of being
Steve Leisman
buried.
with CNBC.
I'm not talking about by work.
Thank you very
'Cause
much.
I would be happy to show you that
Mr.
work.
Chairman,
Come into
I
my
wonder if you
house,
might be able
see the
to,
warrant. I
put
do
some,
not have any murders
I
in
don't know,
here, and I would like to
numbers
clear
or
myself
maybe more
if that's what the
detail
hell you
around
think.
This concept of substantial further progress.
Or whatever
What counts
they're
as
going to
the
tell you
progress,
would be, on the
numerically, if
board,
you will, or
cannot make
citing data,
moves.
if you could,
Cannot
that
make
you
moves
cited
with you in
the
that
statement
position.
today.
You're
And
calling
if you
yourself
could
a
be more
bishop, but you're
specific about
acting all
what
bouncing all
substantial
crazy like a
further
knight
progress
inside of
would
there.
look like,
You must
and
be the
if that
fucking
would
enemy.
then lead you to an announcement of an actual